Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world. My name is Doug Brunke. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Chamber. I'm zooming in today from the west coast of the United States. I've got messages regarding this hurricane slash tropical storm that's come up through San Diego and hit the desert. I'm not sure it really had the impact that some people thought it could have. It reminds me that so many of the crises, the regional crises, happen in surprise activities, right? Many of us have experienced terrible weather experiences, and sometimes nobody else ever hears about it. The worst experience I think I've ever had was I went through a typhoon in Japan, but it wasn't that bad in Kyushu while I was on a business trip. And then I 4 inches of rain fell in Scottsdale, Arizona. And 4 inches is not a lot of rain, but when it falls on the desert, it can be pretty gruesome. And that was a fairly frightening experience. And in fact, I ended up driving through a wash with lots of water, and I almost was washed away with that in a Jeep Grand Cherokee and with four-wheel drive. So I was humbled by nature through that, and no one ever heard about it. Like, it was just 4 inches that fell on the desert. It was just another rainstorm, and yet this thing in California got so much publicity, and I'm not sure really very much ended up happening. So you just kind of never know. One thing that is also not getting very much publicity, or I don't think as much publicity as it could or should, is the opportunities in Africa. I think one of the things that sometimes maybe impacts the situation in Africa is that it's been coming for so long that we've anticipated that the growth, exponential growth of Africa would be happening, decades ago. It has happened, but it's been limited by a number of factors. But I think now there seems to be more of a perfect storm relative to better governments, some really intelligent, smart, motivated, action-oriented entrepreneurs, and a world situation that is more amenable to things like providing technology services out of Africa into Europe or into other areas, products and services like that. So I'm very optimistic about the next several decades, and certainly even years in Africa. And this conversation today is built off of that belief, and that we believe in Africa, we believe in the entrepreneurs in Africa, and we believe in the opportunity. So today is one of our monthly activities where we talk about different parts of Africa. Last month, we talked about mainly South Africa. That was aligned with Mandela Day on the 18th of July. And then this month, today, we're going to be talking about East Africa, and we have several experts on the region lined up to speak with you and just share their thoughts and ideas. One of them is Cliff Mamboya out of Nairobi. Cliff is our new executive director out of Nairobi. I'm not sure Derek is here. Derek Abanga has been our executive director in Nairobi, and he's had an interesting opportunity where he's now a television star, which turned out to be initially a diversion, and then it became a large diversion, in the sense he's very good at what he does, not just in business, but also in acting. And so his acting career has taken off. And so he's agreed to become and stay involved with Global Chamber as a global advisor. And then Cliff has agreed to come on as our executive director. And so there are several people here in the room that will be talking about Djibouti, and that's Mohammed. And we've got Sarer, who's here talking about Somalia. And I hopefully will have someone here talking about Ethiopia and anything else in East Africa, or really anything in Africa overall. I would imagine, and Nihi is here, he'll be talking about our September 28th Africa Investment uh, Summit, and looking forward to hearing more about that. But Cliff, let's start with you. Thank you for your leadership. I've been very impressed with all of the different entrepreneurial ventures that you're part of. Would you please introduce yourself, and then feel free to share some of the things that you're seeing in the market there in Kenya or beyond?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Doug, and everyone for inviting me on this channel today. As I said, my name is Cliff Mboya. I'm an entrepreneur, currently running as a business consultant. I'm doing a few investments here and there, like any other Kenyan. One of the main investment I'm doing is called a company called Bay Group. And Bay Group is a consultant company that helps foreign investors to penetrate the Kenyan market. And in that, I've also learned a lot. I've also put my hand a bit into investment, where I'm doing a bit of restaurants. There's the street food restaurant, the King of Shawarma. And on the side, I'm also doing Phoenix Sports. Phoenix Sports is a company that manages sports people and organizes sports events. We will be having a big event coming up this 9th of September, which will be the biggest championship for boxing, where we'll be promoting boxers and showcase them in terms of broadcasting and improving boxing in Kenya. Apart from that, in the investment sector, I can say the Kenyan market is huge, and it seems like everyone is coming towards Kenyan because of the stability, the political stability that we have seen and we have experienced over the years. So for Kenya, that is a big plus. When you look at political stability, goodwill across Africa, one of the countries that has not experienced any political turmoil since independence is Kenya. So that one gives us a huge leverage in terms of businesses coming into Kenya. Some of them wanting to set base here. I've seen in terms of businesses now, we are seeing technology companies setting up here. And the other day, I was in a meeting where the business hub, people are saying Kenya is the Silicon of Africa, the Silicon Valley of Africa, in terms of technology. And you see more young people coming up with ideas on how to improve the businesses that are there, in terms of HR, in terms of name it, any sector. And these are ideas which are being born and being developed here in Kenya. So for me, this is something which is it gives us the encouragement to do what we normally do in terms of coaching new leaders in the market, and also training those who are interested in entrepreneurial skills in entering the market, because some of them have good ideas, but they don't have the linkages, they don't have the know-how on how to scale up their businesses. So this for me, this is a good time or period for even not only us but also the GC the GC community to be able to plug into what is happening in Kenya. Thank you very much, guys.
Oh, thank you. I think there's a couple other things that I would love to hear any comments you have on. I know we're starting to get you involved with the Thunderbird School of Global Management, and you may not be yet completely familiar with that, but Thunderbird School of Global Management, where we have our world headquarters, at their headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona, has 20 hub cities around the world, one of which is in Africa, and that one happens to be in Nairobi. And so there's a strategic alignment between both Global Chamber and Nairobi and Thunderbird and Nairobi, and part of it, I'm sure, is related to the stability and that you talked about. Could you maybe not yet with Thunderbird because of those relationships are now starting, but could you talk a little bit, if you'd like, about that and President William Ruto, who was recently elected, and what that means for Kenya? He is actually very supportive of Thunderbird, and as I understand it, has given funds to help support the center there. We're not a political organization, so it's not really a political question, but it's more around, are you sensing that from his background and from what you've seen so far that he is supporting foreign direct investment and supporting the business climate within Kenya more or less than even in the past?
I'll say every new political year there's always a new challenges, but we have seen with the kind of drive that the president has right now, it's giving us more confidence to focus our strength into stabilizing our presence, especially in the business community, to stabilize that, because he has already shown some goodwill that his government is going to be so much keen onto entrepreneurship and also supporting direct investment. So we have seen that kind of the goodwill from the president, and also we have seen his meetings, even the following meetings from the recent meetings with the head of states, and the kind of the championship that is doing towards radiating or showing confidence to the investors that the Kenya is the place to be. For me, that is a good plus. It's a good plus for, yeah.
Super. Thank you. Before I open it up for questions, I'd like to turn to Anne Wambui Geita. Anne, are you available to make any comments? Anne has been on our advisory board for Global Chamber Nairobi for a number of years. She also runs her own investment event on an annual basis. I think I saw that this year's was going to be delayed until next year. Do you have a moment to share? Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your longtime support and collaboration. I don't know whether you know Cliff yet, but certainly that's one of the relationships we want to make sure happens and is fostered. Thank you for joining us today, Anne.
Thank you, Doug. And no, not yet connected with Cliff, but I look forward to doing that. I do have to agree with what Cliff Mboya has said, which is definitely there's a lot of political goodwill, whereby now the administration is all about economic prosperity, right? So that's a very important thing, and they're looking at it from the bottom up. So entrepreneurship is very big. In fact, with what we're discussing around FDI and some of the core industries we'll be talking about, whether it's technology, whether it's manufacturing, whether it's agribusiness, energy, those are sort of those focus industries that this administration is looking at. So I do have to say that there's a lot of alignment in regards to the direction the country is going, the direction that the administration is looking at, position ourselves in the whole Pan-African space, but also globally. So Kenya is the gateway into Africa. So yes, we do have the expertise, we do have the infrastructure. So there's a lot going on in Kenya. So that's all I need to add. But like I said, Cliff basically painted the picture that Kenya is open for business. Thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit more about you and what you're involved with, and then also about your conference that you've had annually. What's the status of that, and what can we look forward to?
Okay, thanks again. I almost forgot to say about that. So yes, so I run the Regal Africa Group. And by the way, we're in business, we should always say what we do, right? So with the Regal Africa Group, we help our clients create wealth. So that's how we started 8 years ago. But now our focus really is around building wealth, because there's a much bigger difference than creating and building. So what we do is basically getting a lot of people to invest on the African continent, and we have identified 4 key industries. One is real estate, the other one is agribusiness, financial services, and energy. So if anyone is looking to come into Africa, especially East Africa, we at the Regal Africa Group are able to support them to find the right opportunities on the continent. On the other side, we really do believe in trade, right? And Africa cannot be left behind. So what we do is we do a lot of promotion of African brands, exports, products from Africa, and a lot of them are in the agribusiness space. So we're looking at food and beverage, we're looking at beauty products, fashion, and flowers. Most people don't know that amazing flowers come from Kenya, the ones that you buy from the Netherlands. So we're trying to let people know to buy from the source, whether it's coffee from Kenya or Ethiopia, whether it's flowers, whether it's tea. A lot of people take English tea, but they don't know the tea comes from Kenya. So a lot of the work that we do is just showcasing these opportunities and doing market linkages for export. In regards to our conferences, we have 2 major conferences that we do every year. One is the Africa Trade Conference that we had in 2021, 2022. This year, we are not doing it because we wanted to do an in-person conference. So we've pushed it to 2024. And basically, the Africa Trade Conference is all about supporting sustainable trade. We talk about intra-Africa trade, we talk about global trade, digital trade, and women in trade. We think those are the 4 key areas in trade that we make sure that the business community is participating and the right policies are there. So we do a lot of advocacy, a lot of capacity building on that conference. And then the other second conference we do is the Africa Wealth Conference. So with that, we talk about the opportunities on the continent. Where do you invest? And so we encourage everyone from the diaspora to Friends of Africa to other Africans, find the opportunities in real estate, agribusiness, financial services, and energy. Yeah, so those are the 2 major events that we do.
Amazing. What as far as the economy there right now, what does it look like? How does the stability of Kenya's economy look currently, and the forecast for next year?
Let's just say Kenya has been affected just as the way the globe has been affected. There's a lot of challenges in the economy, but the foundation is good. The foundation is good because we do have the products. People understand the value chains we can participate in globally. So there's a lot of work that has been done, but then now there is, of course, an issue around inflation. There's an issue around the strengthening of the dollar. Kenyan shilling towards the dollar has, there's a challenge there, right? So there are many challenges, and but the good thing about Kenya is that we have a very entrepreneurial spirit, and so people are still doing business and are open for business. Yes.
Fantastic. I'd like to open up the room for any questions or thoughts with the focus in on Kenya, and we're going to be kind of traveling around the region as well. Feel free to either unmute yourself or raise your hand. I don't see any hands raised, but I do. Oh, I see Jeff unmuted. Hi, Jeff. How are you? You do a lot of work in Africa, don't you?
You know, I've got so many questions in Africa. I just had a wonderful. I was on a conference call for an hour with AIT, which is an African investment trade organization, talking about this one thing. And yeah, I've got a client that has shortlisted Kenya, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, and Ethiopia for a potential site visit for open up a new BPO back office contact center of about 2,000 employees each, trying to figure out which market makes the most sense. So I've been trying to work with somebody at Kin Invest, and Kin Invest has been awful to work with. I didn't know if somebody here had You know, actually in all four of those countries, I'm trying to find the investment promotion arm for the government for Nigeria, Ethiopia, Kenya, and Zimbabwe. But more importantly, I need somebody can invest that can help me navigate all my questions for, you know, because eventually I need to do a site visit that includes HR companies, attorneys, law firms to get incorporation, college, university. Of course, need something to hook up with someone that knows about real estate, commercial real estate that can help me on that standpoint. So I just don't know anybody who can invest that's been able to help me because they've not responded to my multiple emails. So maybe it's the
Okay.
wrong person.
I think
So-
there's at least 4 people here and probably more that should be, you know, we probably should just send a blanket email. So Nihi in Lagos, which I think you're
Yes.
you're already talking with him. So he's
Yep.
a great connection there. Anne and Cliff in Kenya. So now you've got 2 people there that can help direct you.
And I'll put it in the chat as well.
And Comey Clue is also someone who is mainly based in West Africa, but he's invested all across Africa. So Comey, is that something that you can help with as well? Is that something you would be having an interest in? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I joined late. Is this what is the purpose of the project? Is it back office support or offshoring?
Yeah, this is a third-party BPO looking
Okay.
to open up. I've got 5 clients looking at Africa right now, sub-Saharan Africa, for a low-cost English, but they
Yeah.
need French, German, and hopefully either an Italian or a Spanish solution. But we're trying to find a market that can handle, you know, a hot 2,000 to 3,000 English speakers, but also people that can speak English and French, people that can speak English and German, mainly back office, mostly low-end tech support, high-end customer support, the concierge services. And so it's
Yeah,
it's
Jeff,
been a
you are in the right
struggle.
place. Jeff, you are in the right place. The company, AfriTech, that's exactly what we do. That's why Doug is sending you to me. That's exactly what we do. We are an offshore company supporting the global north companies with back office support, tech services in 3 languages: English, French, and Portuguese. Those are the languages we have for now.
Yeah, and we've got Dornicky in the call here
Yeah.
with Cafe de Lingua. He can help with others
Exactly.
as well, and sourcing both the actual translation and also
Exactly.
the sourcing. So,
Yeah.
so I think, what do you think, Jeff? Shall we get you guys connected?
Yes, I need to set up a call with all of them. I'm gonna link in my I'm gonna put in my LinkedIn
Okay.
profile as well.
Okay.
Okay. And in
Yeah,
Cliff, did you
we
have
need
any,
something fast
did
too.
you-
Yeah, so
Ann
Yeah,
and
we're
Cliff,
up
do
and
you have any
running. So
comments?
we're already up
Well,
and running. So
well, we'll talk more offline, but I got one client that wants to build their own facility. I
That's
got one
fine.
client that wants to partner with somebody that's already active in there, but most importantly, I got one client that wants to build their own. They want
That's
to
good.
lease
That's good.
space, and just a matter of, we're down to 4 markets. We're down to Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, and Kenya. Those are our top 4 markets. We're trying to figure out which 2 to visit, but
Okay.
so
Okay.
Thank you
Doug,
very
I
much.
do have to say, Jeff, I would really
Yes.
like to speak to you because, again, we've helped clients. I do know people here who do the business processing, outsourcing, customer service for the US. When it comes to commercial real estate, definitely that's something that we do well at Google Africa. So I'm willing and able to see how best to support you, even to connect to Ken Invest, which of course is the parastatal that helps you invest into Kenya and all of that. So yes, after this meeting, we can definitely chat and see how best we can support you.
awesome.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Any other questions or comments, please? Focusing on Kenya.
Hello, Jeff. I'm sorry. Hello, Doug.
Hi, Dornicky. How are you? Welcome.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you too?
Doing well. I think you're based in Accra, but you work all across Africa, don't you?
Yes. So my question is to Anne.
Yes,
I know
please.
I know she has an affiliation with the Tenderbird School of Management. Right?
And do you have a
Sorry, could you
relationship
repeat that?
with
You said what
Thunderbird?
School of Management?
The Thunderbird School of Global Management. We have, that's
Thunderbird.
where our headquarters are, and we are
Okay.
working with them. And now with Cliff on board, we're like setting up a meeting. And do you already have a relationship, or is that something you're interested in that we can help pull you into?
It's something I'm interested in.
Okay, and you are, Darniki. Okay, very good. So we
Because
can
I'm
pull,
looking at
help.
the students. I'm looking at the foreign students. Maybe they would need their documents to be translated into the different languages. Students coming from different parts of Africa. And so if we could have some sort of connection with them so that when they come and they need their documents translated.
We can help with that. So we're actually in the process of, we've had a meeting and now we need to have a second meeting. And so we'll pull you into that. How about that?
That would be great.
Okay. Thank you very much. Could you let people know what you do?
Okay, so we are into language service provision. We do translation, we do interpretation, we do voiceovers, we do language training for institutions, and we do it in some international languages and then a few local languages. So if you are in Ghana and you want to have, if you want to set up a business in any of the regions, you're going to deal with the locals, and you want someone to bridge the language gap, then we are the right people to contact. And if you have documents that needs to be translated into different international languages, kindly contact us. If you have meetings and you'd want us to facilitate the communication process, we'll do that for you. We'll provide equipment, booths, headphones, and all that. So basically, that's what we do.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for your support and collaboration and part of being part of Global Chamber. I see Matthew, you have your hand raised. Please go ahead.
Yes, hello, I'm Matthew Sawyer. I'm a member of Global Chamber in New York, headquartered in New York, and I'm teach at Columbia University and NYU. And recently I set up an organization called US Accelerator. And I was wondering, what's the level of interest among companies, within Africa about setting up, expanding to the United States?
Anyone in Africa care to answer that question?
Could you kindly repeat that question?
Yeah,
please.
So, what is the level in terms of interest of taking an established African company and expanding, either setting up a subsidiary or setting up a US organization or expanding into the United States?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can chime in. Currently, I'm the chairman of the board for a private equity firm created by the African diaspora. They are incorporated in Togo, but they are interested in creating either a subsidiary or a division in the US. Specifically, they are looking at the Delaware Corp, creating a Delaware Corp entity. So to answer your question, yeah, the need is there. The interest, I'm not sure. You need some large companies who are dealing with international clients to have any reason to incorporate in the US. but I know of one company who is interested, who is actually actively working on doing that.
Okay. So maybe I'll reach out to you afterwards. I'm also have an associate who's part of my group who's in Nigeria.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay, we'd love to be connected to that person. There's also, and we've already talked about this company. It's and I forget the name of the company, that chocolate company from Ghana. Maybe you remember Comey, that's set up in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Fairly famous company. So there are case studies of where that's happened. So it's encouraging to hear more. I would imagine in technology, there's also other opportunities. I see Osahi in the call, and Osahi, I don't know whether you have any interaction with African companies, tech companies that are setting up or have an interest in setting up in the United States. But if any of you have some ideas there, that could be interesting as well.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm in venture capital, and yes, 100% of companies out of Africa, well, maybe not 100, but yes, a good portion of African companies, especially to help with raising venture capital, go ahead and set up or reincorporate as a Delaware C Corp, and definitely need help with setting up a presence in the States. Some do Europe, but the vast majority are Delaware C Corp.
Yep.
Okay, very good. Osahi, where are you based, and tell us a little bit more about what you're doing.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I am in sunny Casablanca, Morocco. I am founder and managing partner of Ripple Venture Capital. Ripple Venture Capital is a C-stage firm that backs science entrepreneurs across Africa. So primarily life science and space as well. So if this is something that interests you or interests members in your network, always happy to chat.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Let's continue to go around the region, and I'd love to hear from Mohammed Galab, who's in Djibouti. You know, that's also a country there on the east side and has a lot of, because of the port, a lot of trade coming in and out. Mohammed, thank you for your leadership, and you do a lot of work in the entrepreneurial space as well. Do you have a moment to chat and just share kind of your perspective of what's happening in your part of the world?
Yes. Thank you, Duke. Hi, everyone. Who knows first Djibouti? How many?
I'll do.
3, 4.
All of Africa.
Okay, perfect. We are not big country. We are the owner of Africa. So we are very good in imports. So we have 7 ports. So mainly we are logistic country. So the big part of our economy come from the ports, logistics. So per day we have around 3,000 truck coming from Djibouti to Ethiopia. We are the gate of Ethiopia. You know, we are less than 1 million population, but we feed 120 million people. So that's the biggest opportunity Djibouti have. But right now we have other competitors in Eritrea, in Somalia. So the government tried to diversify our economy. So we have big potential in blue economy, like all the fishing, because Djibouti, we are the coast country, but we don't export fish, but I think it's huge opportunity there. We don't build ship we are not good in blue economy. I don't know why, maybe we are nomad, but right now we try to diversify the economy in tourism sector also. Tourism sector is huge opportunity, and our government chose two sector, big sector, energy and tourism for the 5 years coming. So now the energy, we have so many investors trying to develop renewable energy like wind, like solar panels, and but the other side, the tourism sector, we don't have yet investor to develop, but we have huge potential for the tourism sector in the blue in the sea parts like diving, all the sea part like cruise industry. That's main subject. Right now we work with Miami, United States. So I didn't present myself, but I have a tourism company, and we link to Miami to host Silver Sea ship, a big ship, very luxurious, 340 passengers. This year, 23, we start to work on since 2021, but COVID there. So we succeed in 2023. And October, we have another call, another big ship cruise. So the cruise industry also is very huge opportunity here in Djibouti. We also we speak French. We are the official language is French. It's very strange because the French countries is the West. We are the only French country in the East. Also, we are Arabic country, so we are member at the Arab League. So we speak French, English, Arabic, Amharic, Somali, Afar. Every Djiboutian speak at least 5 language. If I present myself, I am a serial entrepreneur. I am Afro entrepreneur. So I visit almost 40 countries in Africa, 40. So I travel a lot. I visit 60 countries worldwide. I am aviation engineer, but now I am full businessman. So I have 5 companies in different sector. I have a company in security, in tourism, in tech. I launched the first accelerator for startups in Djibouti. And also I am the youngest member at the Chamber of Commerce here in Djibouti. I am the founder also the club, the first youth entrepreneur associations since 2015 in Djibouti. So every time I speak business, so I have very good network here in Djibouti. So recently I was designed by the Chamber of Commerce to represent Djibouti among the COMESA countries. COMESA countries is very big market, 21 countries. So I represent Djibouti inside this big organization. And that's why I travel a lot in Africa, in different countries, all related business in economic. Also, I am the ambassador of Africa Link. Africa Link is another big network between Europe and Africa. And mainly is we are full entrepreneur, 350 members between Europe and Africa. So we work together. And also I am the Global Chamber member in Djibouti also. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, very amazing and very impressive. Thank you very much. Any questions for Mohammed, please?
I don't, because we have a call this week, don't we? I think we have a call coming up.
Oh, great. Okay, super.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Okay, very good.
I'm gonna find out about along with French, a lot of our clients that are looking at Africa pretty heavily are wanting German as well, German and potentially some Spanish, but mainly French and German are the 2 major languages. And some markets could do French very well, some markets do German very well. We're trying to find a market that can do English, German, and French in the same country, in the same facility is the difficult part. So I'm hoping that Djibouti can do some German as well. I hope that makes it, because they don't want to go they want to be on the east side of Africa. So
okay,
Welcome.
Interesting with the Arabic involved with that as well. So I'm
Yes.
surprised there's not more call center opportunity there in Djibouti.
They should be competing with Cairo. It's just a matter of Cairo is so big, right?
Should be.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Djibouti's not that big of a country.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Because we've got about 20 minutes, I want to make sure that we get to all the countries. And Sarer, you are in Somalia, and are you available to chat now? We really appreciate your joining Global Chamber and being our leader there. And I think Somalia is certainly an area that we don't know very much about. And so thank you for sharing more today about your perspective of what you're seeing there. Tell us where you are in Somalia. Maybe give us a little bit of the dynamic between the different regions of Somalia, and then anything on the market there you'd like to share, please.
Thank you, Doc. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Thank you. I have been hearing a lot of amazing conversation here, and there's a lot of great people, great things. Right now, I am in Somaliland, which is and right now, Somalia and Somaliland are two different countries, but they are the same continent. They were they were together before, but they separated. Since 1991, Somalia was separated from Somalia. So neighboring countries, Djibouti and Ethiopia. So Somalia as well, strategically are the greatest spot in Africa. The port and the airport together, which is called Berbera, and close to Bab el Mandeb, near to Djibouti, Somaliland is totally different from Somalia. So that's where I am right now. And basically the last 30 plus above years here. But originally I born in Djibouti. I'm Djiboutian originally. But I raised it up here and I grown up here, and this is my home. So but what I originally do is I have an government relation company. It's a fame mostly we consult with the international companies who want to invest in Somalia and Somaliland as well. And recently I started, as we talked about earlier, I start farming industry. So that's what I'm right now focusing on. I'm looking for partners who interested in farming and investing in Somaliland.
Okay.
The farm is my own. Yeah.
What types of products are of highest interest there?
Yeah, climately, the climate is and Somalia is a tropical, actually. Somalia is a tropical, so a lot of and I'm interested in and crops, and cash crops. So and previously it was based on the rainy season. So I wanna change that. And so it's a very, very, very big. So that's what I'm focusing right now. Politically, Somalia are very stable. Security are very stable. Legally are very reliable. Recently they passed an investment law, so which I will share with you personally. The companies who are interested and are going to be partnering with me are very welcome. By the way, I feel so nice, Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else have experience in Somalia and have either any questions or thoughts? Somalia and Somaliland are adjacent to both Djibouti and to Kenya, east and north of Kenya, and east and south of Djibouti.
I've had a bit of experience to travel on the Somaliland.
Okay.
And yeah, as she's saying, there are two parts of it. There's the Somali side, which is Mogadishu, and then the Somaliland, which is under the Puntland region, the Hargeisa, the Bosaso, and the region which has a bit of has the stability. And I was amazed by the crops that they're doing, the watermelon and the oranges, grapefruits. They were quite huge. I got a few when I was getting back from Bosaso, and I can say it's a land that has potential.
Yeah, I represent clients, U.S. clients who do business in Somaliland, and my challenge there in Somaliland is maybe the administration is not very well structured. Getting any official documents out of there has been my challenge. So it'll be good for me to get in touch with Soreth so she can help us. Getting any official document from the administration has been a challenge. That has been
of course.
Yeah.
I can help you.
Okay.
I can help you.
Very
Okay.
good. Thank you very much. Any other questions? And I guess I don't think we have anyone from Ethiopia, unfortunately, in the room. So that's unfortunate. Sorry, we didn't think about being more proactive with that. We did have during the Mandela Day that we did at our headquarters, we had Salam Ayalu, who is our executive director for Global Chamber Addis Ababa. I think she may still be traveling, and so that's probably why she's not here today. And we did meet several people from Ethiopia at that event. So we'll focus our next East Africa event more there. Any other thoughts or questions, please, from anyone in the audience?
Doug, I mean, I know this is about East Africa, but you did not give Ghana an opportunity to talk about our lovely and vibrant country.
So we've got 10 minutes left. So how about we do this? Let's spend some time on Ghana and Nigeria and any other countries that you feel we should cover. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Would you like to start?
Yeah, I would love to start. This is Komi. Unfortunately, today I'm coming to you from sunny Delaware. I'm in Delaware. I'm in the capital of Delaware, Dover. But I'll be speaking about Ghana. My business ventures are all in Ghana now. After spending 20 plus successful years in global banking in the US. What do? We support any companies who want to do business in Africa. Specifically, currently we are focused on FDI, foreign direct investments. And our new venture is BPO, business process outsourcing. The equation is very simple. In Africa, we have a lot of talented, highly qualified, younger population, the youngest continent on the planet, and on the other hand, on the other side of the world, we have a lot of corporations who are struggling to staff so that they can support their customers. So that's where we come in. BPO, business process outsourcing, supporting anybody in the global north who needs back office support, IT, application development, That's our new venture that you can see behind me, AfriTech. We provide multiple governments, multiple language supports. But Ghana, we call Ghana the gateway to Africa. So that's why we are based. My companies are based in Ghana, and we can support you from Ghana to anywhere across Africa. Specifically, there's an economic community called ECOWAS, which is the West African Economic Organization. And when you come and you do business with us, starting from Ghana, you have immediate access to 350 million people, with Nigeria being our biggest market in the region. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Comey. And I don't see Gifty on the call, and we heard from Dorniki earlier from Ghana. Nihi, you're in Lagos, and so is there anything that you'd like to share, including the investment seminar that you're putting together on the 28th of September?
Yeah, hello, Doug. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello, Nihi.
Nigeria, of course, hi, Comey. Nigeria has, of course, heavily focused these days on politics. We have a new government just came in, but at the same time, there's a lot of challenges with it at the court. So we're still waiting for it to pop up and be steady. New ministers were sworn in. Watch out for the Minister for Innovation and Digital Economy. That's going to be a very serious area over the next few years, the way I see it. Up until now, the government had not been so keen on that sector, but with what's happening with the Nigerian digital space, of course, Osai has shed some light on that already, and that's his area. But as it goes, once the government takes a more proactive interest there, I expect policies and much more intensive play in that area. So I expect it to grow. Also, energy. Because of the energy challenge Nigeria has, we're beginning to focus a lot on natural gas, so that space is still very open. Entertainment, when I talk about entertainment in terms of the Nollywood and the Afrobeats, those two sectors, those two key areas will grow phenomenally, I expect, in the next few years. So those are key areas. We've also talked about, but we're also looking at agriculture, which also leads me to our seminar, our upcoming event on September 28th. This is a Pan-African event. We have 4 key speakers from Africa at the minimum. Comey here is going to address agriculture, talk about the agriculture, agrofinance. And we have 3 other speakers talking on manufacturing, renewables, and fintech, respectively. These are members of Global Chamber or close to Global Chamber, and we expect this to be a very good event. We'll have also international investors coming to represent and tell us what they have in mind and what they're looking to see in Africa. So please give the date, save the date, 28th of September, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. UK time. The flyers should be out any moment from now, and you will see them on your timelines. Thank you. That's what I have to say for now.
Thank you. Yeah, I did see Nancy earlier on the call, and so we'll follow up with her this week. She's finishing up that flyer. So we only have just a couple minutes left. Are any of the speakers or anybody else who hasn't spoken yet? A short 30 seconds, 1 minute. Anybody else have anything to share before we close the room? Don't be shy.
Yes.
Yes, Mohammed, please go ahead.
I want to share in the chat a document. We have the biggest fair in Djibouti for international business or entrepreneur. It will be in December, between the 3 and 10 December. So every year we have around 25 countries invited. So if you are interested to come in Djibouti, I think it's the best time to come.
Okay, very good. And that's in the chat area?
Yeah, I will share right now.
Oh, okay, very good. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to share, please?
Yeah, Doug,
Um,
I forgot to mention that I'm the chair of the Global Chamber Board in Ghana, Accra, even though I'm in the US today, but I commute between Africa and the US. And in the Global Chamber Accra, our focus this year is on foreign direct investment, driving foreign direct investment and offering good investable and bankable projects to foreign investors so that they can invest in Africa. That's why I salute NIE for his initiative of bringing the FDI summit that the Global Chamber is organizing on September 28th. I invite everybody to attend. Osai, I'm putting you on the spot. You should be attending that summit and probably be a speaker there.
Yeah.
Would love to.
Could be. Anne, I think you had, Anne, please go ahead. I think we interrupted you.
I had raised my hand. Yes, I just wanted to add that even though I'm based out of Kenya, we are part of the East Africa community. So I always like to tell a lot of people that even if you come into a country like Kenya, you have access to over 350 million people, all the way from Kenya, Tanzania, we have DRC, we have Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi. So even though you have access to Kenya, you come and set a base in Kenya or do business in Kenya, you're still part of the community, and there's a lot of benefits about that. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
And I just want you guys to know that I'm open to speaking in any country you want me to speak in. I asked for very little. All I asked was my airfare, my hotel. Don't pay me a speaker fee. I would love to speak about the BPO industry and the struggles that I'm having, but also the positives that my clients are having. You tell me when and where, just bring me there. I'm more than happy to speak. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just making it known.
No, that's good. It's good to know. Yeah.
Jeff is a foodie too. So you just have to direct him to the right places to eat. That's all.
Yeah.
Very good. Hey, I think that brings us to the end. That's right at the top of the hour. So thank you for, at least here in the US, starting the week out with a really important conversation about a key area of the world that's growing, has lots of opportunities, probably underappreciated, but not by us. We greatly appreciate this region and watch for our next monthly session on the third Monday of the month next month. Thanks everybody for talking today, for participating, and watch for some additional conversations all this week at Global Chamber. Cesar, are you there? Is there anything that we should be watching out for?
I'm here, Doug. Thanks for moderating today. We have I don't know if you mentioned, sorry, I was on another call, but about the League of Extraordinaries on Friday, which is for all members, and there are a couple of things coming up in September. So always make sure you get our newsletters, join our LinkedIn group, and you visit our website for more information. And as a as a background information, so this meetup, even though it's Kenya focus, is the Global Chamber Africa meetup after all. So you're all invited, and you're all welcome to speak about your countries. And we decided, we were partnering with a member in South Africa that we decided to do every quarter is going to be like focused in South Africa, and then the other 2 months in between are open to different countries. And so that's why we decided to start with Kenya. But this one was a really good one, Doug. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Thanks everybody for joining today. Have a great rest of your Monday and a great week. Thanks everybody.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank
Cheers.
you, Doug.
Thank you, guys.